YouTube is on now, so that's fine. Okay. All right, we're live on the YouTube. So just leave that for now. So, all right, let's roll out.
Fast and affordable rides at the smartest way to move.
Wáyé ṣamalamala.
Mo bójú wáyé wáyé ṣamalamala.
Mo máa bójú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀.
Mo máa bójú ọ̀run òkùnkùn ló ṣubúlẹ̀.
Mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ yìí o. Kí ni dé sí Yorùbá o ọmọ aráyé? Kí ni ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá o ọmọ Oòduà o?
Àwa máa ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ là ń bẹ. Yorùbá ń ṣera wọn nítorí owó. Yorùbá ń jira wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ nítorí ipò. Wọ́n gbẹ̀mí fáláre, wọ́n gbáre fẹ́lẹ́bí. Wọ́n kò lè kó wájà, wọ́n tún polówó wá mú. Ọgbọ́n tí wọ́n gbọ́ ló gbé wọn délé ọlá. Ọgbọ́n náà ló tún padà wá sílé wọn mọ́lẹ̀ o. Àwọn tí ń ṣọ̀gá lọ́jọ́ tó ti pẹ́ tún padà wá dẹni à ń fọwọ́ ti sẹ́yìn o. Yóò Yorùbá yoyoyo bí iná alẹ́, Yorùbá rúrúrú bí omi òkun, Yorùbá bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe.
Ní ọkùnrin mo kí wa ní obìnrin is the late night broadcast, and as usual I know quite a lot of people around the world. They are waiting for me to speak, not because I am the best and not because I am the bravest, but because I know that we are moving a mountain. And the mountain we want to break is a country called Nigeria. And that mountain will be removed. Kódà bó bá lọ sí ibi tí wọ́n ti ní agbára tó ju agbára lọ, we will remove that mountain. Nítorí pé that mountain has committed so many crimes. And the world knows that. But we are living in a world of denial. Let's play the anthem. The time is exactly 7 minutes past midnight. That means pé ilẹ̀ ti ṣú gan from the Yoruba land that we are transmitting from. There are millions of people that wants to know how we will come out of Nigeria. Millions of people. They are watching on a daily basis. They are putting in as many effort. They are trying with different things because Nigeria is the mountain. But I want to assure every single one of us, gbogbo wa pátápátá, that we will move that mountain, even if it's going to be painful. We will put the fire off, even if some of us have to go into that fire. Some people think that we are just bluffing. Why some people know that we are not joking. I've read a lot of different articles within the last 3 months that I've been in Nigeria, whether on myself or whether on so many Once again, a very good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Mo fi tìfẹ́tìfẹ́, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀, mo fi kí gbogbo wa. The mountain is Nigeria. Just bear with me. I read all the comments because we're living in a society where we are more engaged. Let me put this out again. If it is the last man standing, we will destroy Nigeria. If it is the last man standing. Nigeria have destroyed millions of lives from the time Nigeria was brought together. And now is the time that we will destroy Nigeria to save the next generation. We have gone past where people say, MC Oluomo kan wá síbì kan, and it will threaten us. Or, as a lot of us have been hearing different voice notes, Obasanjo does not represent me and represent millions of Yorubas. Afenifere does not represent me and millions of Yorubas. They represent their family and their own cousins and the rest of their own people. They have the right to determine how they want their own ways of how we want to come out of Nigeria. But none of them represent us anymore. Àsìkò don't represent why has been taken off from them. Ìgbà tí wọ́n represent why have been removed by the creator from them. But because a lot of you get confused quickly, ẹ̀yin ṣì ń wò wọ́n as those that represent us to speak on our behalf to the international community. But the international community knows that when the kid, some of us are confused. We are allowing our blood pressure to roll out each time those names are mentioned. And I'll repeat those names again. Anyone from the Afenifere or the OBJ crew. Obasanjo has already enjoyed the fullest of this life, while a young boy living in a remote area of Kwara State have not tasted life, and you expect us to believe that Obasanjo is still representing us, or the Afenifere are representing us at this stage. They can represent themselves with the federal government, but we are not negotiating with the federal government. So we are two different things fighting for two different reasons. They have the right as Yoruba people to demand what they like with the international community or the fraudulent shit-o motherfucker Fulani Caliphate that have held us to bondage for more than enough. And you all still think that when their names are mentioned, they are representing us at this junction in 21st century. Kakabe, we don't have any reason to attack them. But I want us to remember at this junction, none of those individuals represent us. They can represent a side, a group of people, because they are dealing with the animalistic of what you call the caliphate that have held every one of us to jugular. The international community does not own the Yoruba land. I don't represent you, but I will be part of those that will destroy this system. I don't, and the generation behind me. So I don't want to be tagged as somebody representing the Yorubas. So why should I expect you to tell us that Obasanjo and the rest of them are still representing us in 21st century? They have the whole golden opportunity láti wá fi tún ilé ayé wa ṣe, but they refuse to do so. Yes, they are Yorubas. Am I fighting them? No, but I am just telling you they do not represent me and those behind me. They might represent a certain element of Yorubas within this contraction they call Nigeria. So anytime their names are mentioned, why are you bothered about them? Because the more you get bothered and worried, the more they are representing you. For every time tẹ́ bá ń pè Yomi, a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní Ọbásanjọ́ ó lọ ṣe kinní kan, that means you are still taking them as people representing you. And that means some of us don't know what we are fighting for. Some people are ready to be bought off on this journey. And we have different groups of people that are ready to sold this energy. Because what we are dealing with right now is one of the most highest energy. If I haven't said anything by greeting anyone, I would like to appreciate and say very good evening to my beautiful mother and my in-laws that are behind the scene watching. So why do we get our blood going up anytime those names are mentioned, when we know that they are not representing us? So why do you get bothered about those names? Do you think that those names are like a scaremonger? Obasanjo himself will never travel on his own from Ota to Kwara State. He will never do that. But in the Western world, the Prime Minister will travel on the train and nobody will know that is the Prime Minister. And I'm talking about the former Prime Minister. It doesn't matter any one of them. So why do you get worried? Oh, you think that he has the network to save the Yorubas outside the country? Is that why you all get worried? You all think that these individuals still have the energy to represent us with the international community, when the international community is already looking at us and thinking what is about to be unleashed. And I pity millions of Yoruba people that still believe in those people. Those individuals that wasted our generation. Àwọn yẹn lẹ ṣì ń dúró dè kó bá wa lọ represent ara wa. We would love to continue to appreciate and give kudos to all our own hard-working elders. We might not know every one of them, and I have to be honest with that. Tí bá jókòó síbí báyìí tí mo sọ fún yín pé gbogbo àwọn elders tó jẹ́ àwọn àgbàlagbà torí wọ́n pé tí wọ́n sọ pé òmìnira Yorùbá ló jẹ wá lógún lásìkò yìí àti àwọn tí wọ́n ń wo in tí wọ́n ní kó má bàa crumble mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́, and one of them is Professor Banji Akintoye. Why do you believe in that shit hole people than Professor Banji Akintoye? What makes you think that if we all use the same energy as I have to support Professor Banji Akintoye, we will not achieve what we want? Why are you still thinking about those babas? Who are those babas? And who will not represent? Even the shit-hole federal government knows that they are not representing them, or they are not representing us. Come on, bá tiwọn lọ, come on, ṣe tiwọn. Let us focus on where we are going. Acclamation. A lot of people wants to know what is behind that door all the time, but you wouldn't worry about too much on it. Only those on YouTube can see the door today, but those of you on the portrait will not be able to see it. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Where are we going? How do we get to the destination? You could start driving a vehicle from London and your journey is meant to end in Manchester. If care is not taken, you might not get to Manchester. You might literally get to halfway. And that could be for so many reasons. A máa jẹ́ fún ìdí oríṣiríṣi tó lè dá journey yẹn àti ọ̀nà yẹn dúró. And the major factor of that can stop you pé o gbéra láti Èkó o fẹ́ dé Kwara, in tó lè jẹ́ kí o lè má débẹ̀ tó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ pàtàkì fún ọkọ̀ tó ń gbé lọ, ó ní pé képo má sí nínú ẹ̀. But fún gbogbo ìgbà tí epo bá ń wà nínú ẹ̀, that destination you will get to. There might now be all kind of storm tó ń pè ní weather oríṣiríṣi. Weather mi lè wà tó jẹ́ pé òòrùn ni, ìmí lè wà tó jẹ́ pé atẹ́gùn ni, ìmí lè wà tó jẹ́ pé ìjì ni. Some people think the journey that we've started, tá à ń sọ pé kò ní sí election in 2023, they're thinking that that journey will not be completed. They are looking at us from far away. Kí ni nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe gangan? They are debating about upcoming election. Understand is the country is completely gone. There's nothing called Nigeria anymore. Gbogbo ta kan wò nísìn is what they call mirage. It's like a balloon that is floating, but nísàlẹ̀ wọ́n ti fi pin gun, ó wá ń jọ̀bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Ó dìgbà tó bá dé sàlẹ̀ lẹ́ máa mọ̀ pé balloon táwọn wò lókè yìí òun kọ́ ló ti wá sísàlẹ̀ yìí. We haven't got any power. We haven't got any means. But I know that if what we are fighting for is aligned to the God of the Christian, the Muslim, the Eledumare, Nigeria is no more already. We will not at any point confront the Nigerian military. We will not confront them. We will not attack them. But we will continue with the good work that every unit across the Yoruba land tí wọ́n ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. And what are those things that they are doing? We will continue with the rally. We will intensify more on it. But that rally and those engagements would also have what we call a full stop. Because we can't have rallies till 2023. Millions of people watching, putting down notes, jotting down every sentence that I have said. I don't know about any other platforms, but I work with every single individual tó sọ pé ká dá dúró. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní ká dá dúró, èmi máa wà lẹ́yìn wọn, máa gbé lẹ́yìn wọn. But púpọ̀ nú àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ mọ̀ kí lẹ ṣe fẹ́ dá ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yìí, kí lẹ máa dá fi dúró, kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ já fìyẹn sílẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè. Àmọ́ Elédùmarè kan ló máa sọ̀kalẹ̀ pé ká fìyẹn sílẹ̀, àwa fúnra wa la máa gbé full stop yẹn lé lọ́wọ́. Àwọn kan fi ọkàn bá lọ, àwọn kan ṣe iyèméjì. Ẹni bá ṣe iyèméjì, ó ṣeé ṣe pé iyèméjì tó ṣe yẹn wàá máa regret it for the rest of your life because Nigeria is gone. Iṣẹ́ pọ̀ tá a fẹ́ ṣe, ìgbésẹ̀ pọ̀ tá a máa gbé. Lára àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn, òun lè rí tó ń play out láàrin ara wọn, tí wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ jáde tó di pé à ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu gọ́vnà tó ń sọ pé a gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbọ́ tí Garba Shehu máa sọ̀rọ̀ bóun la fẹ́ gbọ́. Àwọn ọ̀gbọ́n kankan mọ́ torí pé àwọn ò sí láàrin wọn mọ́. But what I will say, gbogbo ẹni tó bá ṣì wà nílé tó ì tí dira tán, ẹ lọ dira dáadáa. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá wà nílé, tẹlẹ́bí nílé, ẹ jẹ́ kó dira dáadáa. Gbogbo ẹni tí kò bá tí ní confam dáadáa, ẹ wá àwọn tí wọ́n máa fún yín ní confam, ẹ lọ dira dáadáa. Ìdíra tí mò ń sọ ni pé a máa fi ojú kanra wa pẹ̀lú àwọn ará bíi tásìkò yẹn bá súnmọ́. À ń fi yé yín nísìn pé kí gbogbo wa lọ dira dáadáa. Ibi tá a bá dé yìí, no retreat, no surrender. Tẹ́ bá ń fojú wò pé Nàìjíríà ní agbára jù wá lọ, Nàìjíríà náà mọ̀ pé àwọn ọ̀lẹ́mìí jù wá lọ. Ẹ rí nísìn pé ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń bá bọ̀ láti last year, curve yẹn ti yàtọ̀ fún àwọn tó ń follow ẹ̀, tó ń study ẹ̀, tó ń monitor ẹ̀. Ní last year, àwọn ọmọ wọn ò ní àyà láti bọ́ sórí títì, àmọ́ ẹ rí pé àyà wọn ti kí, wọ́n ti ń jáde nísìn. Àwọn èèyàn rò pé ó dìgbà tá a bá rí Chief Sunday Igboho tó tẹ̀lé wa dé jáde la máa jáde. Bọ̀ wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé kò yàtọ̀ ní ìntàgbédání, ìntẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ti parí pátápátá ni. Bọ̀ ó ń dúró dè wá ká mú dé ilẹ̀ ìlérí tá à ń lọ. Àwọn kan á máa ṣe mítìn ní gbogbo ìgbà nítorí pé ìntẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ní kó máa ṣe nìyẹn. Àwọn kan á máa káàkiri lọ́tún lósì, ìntẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ní kó ṣe nìyẹn. àti ìbá ọlọ́pàá agbègbè south west jà, àmọ́ a sì ní orí constitution yẹn. Constitution tí ó wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn a sì lórí ẹ̀ mọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá. Constitution yẹn ó ti kúrò ní àyíká tiwa. Mo rí táwọn kan béèrè pé tó bá attack wa ńkọ́, ṣé a máa wò ni? Àwọn kan ní Fúlàní ń wọlé ní gbogbo ìgbà, kí la máa ṣe sí? Àwọn kan ní Fúlàní ń bá wọn jà, tó ń pa wọ́n, tó ń jí wọn gbé, kí la máa ṣe sí? Níta máa ṣe sí? Ìta fẹ́ ṣe sí? Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn gọ́vnà yẹn tó bá tó àsìkò, state kankan kò ní gba gbogbo wa mọ́. Ṣé rí gbogbo gọ́vnà tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó bá tó àsìkò yẹn, state kankan kò ní lè occupy àwa àtàwọn mọ́. A ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú federal, nítorí pé federal kọ́ ni ó ní orí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. The federal government does not own the Yoruba land, because the land does not belong to the federal government. The land belongs to the Yoruba people. Ilẹ̀ yẹn àwa ni ó wà fún. How are we going to defend the land? What are we going to do to defend the land? Those are the questions that keeps coming day and night since we are still inside Nigeria. When we shut down the whole state, each of the states, and that is going to happen very soon, go and put this down. When we decide within us to shut down and ground the whole state, then we want to know the reaction of those the state believes will save their ass. All your governors cannot stand the heat when it starts. They might pray, they might do rituals, they might consult everyone that they want to consult around the world. But each of the states, I'm not talking about the state in the north or the southeast. I'm talking about the state within the southwest. Nígbà yẹn ló máa mọ̀ pé we are now fully ready to take control of what belongs to us. But the state will activate what they call a support mechanism from the federal. Ẹ mọ̀ pé nígbà tí mo kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀, mo ní àbá federal jà. Nítorí pé we have got nothing to do with the federal. They are just operating within our territory. They are just operating within our land. Take this to whoever you want to take this to. Go and tell all the governors in each of the Yoruba land that the state will get hot between us and them. I don't have any business with the federal government anymore. My business now is with the state in the Yoruba land. And that means if we decide to shut down Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, we have shut it down because we want to shut it down because it's under the Yoruba land. And let the federal government, and that is when the whole country will collapse. We don't have any business with the federal. Our business now is within the state. And anytime, let me tell Osun State, we are coming down to Osun State on the 15th of next month. If you like, inquire more support from the federal. I'm born Osun State. That's the first state we're going for the rally. It doesn't matter how many letters you write out from the DSS. The fucking DSS does not own Osun State. If you have any children at home, maybe it's the time now to move them away from the broadcast. I have said, Osun State governor does not own Osun State. Tó bá bí aláyẹ̀ ẹ̀dá kókó gbogbo mechanism tó bá ní jáde not on the 15th. We are giving them the date in advance. We are giving them the date in advance. Osun State, be prepared for the rally that is coming on the 15th. Get all the mechanism you need now before the 15th. Prepare whatever tẹ́ bá fẹ́ prepare sílẹ̀. Àwa sọ fún yín bóyá Elédùmarè ló gbé àwa dìde àbákan sọ̀rọ̀ nìkan nítorí pé so many times ni mo ti sọ pé káwọn kábíyèsí kọ̀ọ̀kan kọ́ lọ dífá lè tá ń ṣe àfi tí fa bá sọ̀ kan míì. Nítorí pé tí a bá dé state kọ̀ọ̀kan níbi tá a ti ń bára lè lọ, tí problem bá wà nínú state yẹn, ìjọ yẹn ni gbogbo state yẹn máa shut down pátápátá. Ìyẹn mo ṣe sọ pé state kọ̀ọ̀kan tásìkò yẹn bá ti ń súnmọ́, àwa àti àwọn àní lè lọ jọ gbé nínú state yẹn mọ́. Ìsídà káwa má jọ gbé níbẹ̀ àbí káwọn náà má gbé nínú ẹ̀. Nítorí pé gómìnà á máa pàṣẹ láti ta táwa máa wà nínú ilé. If they think we are joking, the first state should be prepared for all. Ademadebe, which is the date that they picked up. Àfi tá a bá change the date yẹn for the rally. But pé state kankan máa sọ fún wa pé Ondo ní 22nd wọ́n bí Akérédolú dá láyé mo sọ wọ́n bí dá. Go and tell him I said so. Wọ́n bí governor of Ondo state wọ́n bí dá. Pé kó sọ fún wa pé a fẹ́ gbé rally wá tí àgbéjà wá ìjọ yẹn ni gbogbo state yẹn ó máa clear pátápátá. And when we go to Lagos, we have not picked up a date for Lagos. Tell Jide Sanwo-Olu to prepare more for us. If the country have the whole apparatus, they might start taking them to each of these states in preparedness for the rally that we are bringing down there. Ondo State, the 22nd. Ṣé rí gbogbo èyí táwọn ọlọ́pàá ń dá wọn dúró lọ́nà tó sì ń ṣe kíní ta sì ń respect wọn. A kàn fún wọn ní respect ni. Because they have not done anything to stop our people as they go on that acclamation rally. But at any point, and this, what I'm saying, is from me, Olayomi Koiki, not from anybody. Ọ̀rọ̀ tẹnu tèmi ni mo ń sọ. It's got nothing to do with anybody at all. For every time I am talking, it is on my own name. We are not going anywhere. And we don't plan to go anywhere. This is our land. This is our territory. And those governors think that a man can be kidnapped in Ekiti, and you say you have a governor where he cannot do what is meant to do to secure the lives of the people. Àwa ti wá take that responsibility. Èèyàn sọnù. Àwa là ń wá kiri, and you say you have a governor. That means we don't have a governor. We are going to start activating. But we haven't get there yet. But ìjọ tá a bá ti wọ state yẹn, ground down every part of Southwest. 1 million things. 1 million things we can do. 1 million things. And that is what they don't know what we can do. Àwọn làwọn fẹ́ sùn sínú air condition, àwọn làwọn fẹ́ gbé military kó tẹ̀lé wọn. But àwọn ọmọ tí àwa ọmọ Yorùbá a fẹ́ ṣe. Àwọn làwọn fẹ́ gbé ìgbé àlàáfíà kí ọmọ Yorùbá máa gbé ìgbé ẹni tí kò dàbí ìgbà tó yẹ pé Ọlọ́run ló rán òun náà wá sáyé yìí. It will get hot as we move the journey. That's what I said. Àwa ti sọ fún ọgbà ọmọ wa, you don't have any reason to attack them. You don't have any reason to confront them. Àwa máa gbá ìlú wa lọ, Yorùbá ń lọ, Yorùbá fẹ́ dá dúró, Yorùbá ń lọ, Yorùbá fẹ́ dá dúró. But at any time we get stopped and we ask, kí ló dé kí ẹ fi dá wa dúró? Kí ni kàn pẹ̀lú governor? Governor does not represent us anymore. Your senator does not represent us anymore. The constitution does not respect us. Does not represent us anymore. So why should we listen to a man in a uniform? Why should we listen to them? The fight is getting closer. Whether it will be peaceful, time will tell. Whether it's not going to be peaceful, time will tell. We are not joking. We have every single person that is living in fear because of this contraction. We have millions of people that are scared because of this country. So why should we hold this country together? Why should we? They think it's just about the Facebook conversation. That was what they thought last year. That was what they were thinking last year. But we are now saying to them, it is no longer about Facebook. It is about the territory that we want. The broadcast. Mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ kí gbogbo àwa tí a wà lórí ètò náà. Níbikíbi tí a ti ń láǹfààní àti máa gbọ́ wa àti máa wò wá. Tó bá ní assumption pé àwọn ti 1960 ni wọ́n fi bá fa wàhálà. Time yẹn ti kọjá. Àsìkò yẹn kò sí mọ́. This is no longer 1960. This is no longer 1970. This is no longer 1980. This is no longer 1990. This is 21st century. And some of us are no longer going to tolerate what the previous failed generation have done. I don't want you to take everything I've said serious, but write it down. That it will eventually materialize within a space of time. The North does not own us. The Western world does not own us. We are still going within the speed of traveling from London to Manchester because there's still fuel in the vehicle and there's a lot of storm along the way. And pàdé oríṣiríṣi storm. Some of those storms you've witnessed, you've heard about it, you've seen it. Will that stop us on this journey that we are already looking at? It is too late for that. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń tẹ̀lé wa that follows and look and ask, are we prepared? What should we do? What are we going to encounter? Once again, a very good evening and welcome to the program. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. That I welcome you all to the late night broadcast. As you join the broadcast, remember to prepare your loved ones more. Some of us want us to slow down in the intensify of this movement. Because a lot of you are worried. You are quite worried. And why are you worried? You're worried because of the unknown. But the unknown has killed millions of people. So why are we worried? Why are we worried of? The Yoruba politicians think they're smart. They'll probably recruit more thugs because that is the only thing they believe in. They'll probably recruit more people to fight back. But they forgot that. I want to offer recruit here. The Creator himself will lead and direct them. Each of the governors fight back, and they think that will solve the problem. Each of the state governors and the politicians are working with all their criminal thugs that are Yorubas, that have been used in a different ways of life. But what they cannot underestimate is what is going to happen. It will get tough as we move into the next stage. Let every state be prepared for the worst case scenario. And what could be the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is the Yorubas will not back down. These set of Yorubas are different from àwọn jẹgúdújẹrá that you are still calling to represent us, which I have told you they haven't got any inch to represent us anymore. I am not even representing you. I am just using my media and using myself to stand firm on this journey. And we are ready to defend the land. We are ready to protect the next generation. Because gbogbo àwọn tẹ́yìn rò pé àwọn ló fẹ́ protect wa is gone. We gave them the representative to go and represent us. They played them around. And now we are taking over. There are 20,000 questions that people want to know. How do we get the policies running when things goes AY? How do we get the operation of the country that we are fighting for up and running? How do we get the international community to back us? Do we speak to countries to defend us? Do we speak to countries to come and liberate us? Do we speak to countries to divide Nigeria? Did we consult any of those countries when they were merging us together? Ǹjẹ́ nígbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ kó wa papọ̀, ǹjẹ́ àwa náà lọ consult pẹ̀lú àwọn ará bí yẹn pé wọ́n máa fi merge wa, ẹ má jẹ́ kó merge wa? So why then are we asking them for support? Because some of us are scared. Because some of us are very, very scared. You are looking at that property that you have. You are looking at that family that you have. You are looking at so many things that you have. But you are not worried of the attack coming from the other part of the country that is not even Nigeria, as the unfolding event in Chad, Mali, Niger can drop down on our head. You are not following what the international community interest in those countries that is already creating more havoc on our behalf. Nobody wants to sacrifice something to get something. But we can sacrifice our lives in another man's country for 30 years, 40 years, 21 years. But time around now, kò sẹ́ni kankan tó fi sacrifice nǹkankan fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó fi sacrifice. So we have now looked at some particular people as people that are powerful than us. So now we need to consult Russia to come and help us. We need to consult America to come and help us. We need to consult Great Britain to come and help us. Even when the contraction country is also seeking for help. So who is going to help who on this journey of the total collapse of Nigeria? Is it our engagement among each other? Yoruba nation now. Yoruba nation now. The Zoom meetings that last for 4 hours, 3 hours. The Facebook broadcast that can go for up to 4 hours. What actually will bring us out of this mess? Some of us know we will not be involved. A lot of people have asked, have you got the material to defend the land that you are fighting for? But who is ready to sacrifice a little bit more on this journey? Who are the real men of those countries will come down and fight on our behalf? None of those countries are interested for the breakup of Nigeria. But we have to be the one to break away from that contraction. Ǹjẹ́ Boko Haram gbàyè lọ́wọ́ anybody kó tó gé orí èèyàn kó tó pààyàn? Ǹjẹ́ Fúlàní ń gbàyè lọ́wọ́ wa kó tó kidnap? So why then are we all still waiting to get consultation? The heat is already on. The fire is not going down. One state would trigger the war that you thought has not arrived within the Yoruba land. A particular state, one state would trigger that fight. The fight will be intensified because the federal will want to prove to us that we are potatoes and we are peanut and they can take us out. But what they forgot to remember is they can't take out the Eledumare that is also the watch guard. The fire is already on. Omi yẹn ti ń gbóná rẹpẹtẹ. Iná tí a dá ó gbóná ó yọ eruku. We will continue to praise God that gave us the energy to prove them wrong, that there are millions of Yorubas that are fully ready for whatever the consequence of what we are doing. We are fully ready. Some people don't want to go through that consequence, and we can understand. But that is fine. Some of us will go through it to protect and save more lives as we move out of Nigeria. Àwọn èèyàn rò pé dìgbà tí a bá ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu èèyàn kan before we do what we have to do. History will remember millions of us. Some of you that have energy kept asking, how do we use this energy? Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ lò? Ara ń gbóná ní gbogbo ìgbà. Energy yẹn tí gbogbo wa máa lò, state kan láti máa lò. State kan tó máa tamper pẹ̀lú wa, òun láti máa lò. State wo nínú state náà? I don't know yet. It could be Kwara, it could be Kogi, it could be Ondo, it could be Osun, it could be Ekiti, Oyo State, Ogun State, or Lagos. But one out of those states would trigger the time bomb that we are all waiting for. One out of them is because your faith that you say you have with the Eledumare is not strong enough. Nigeria has gone past the country that you can save, regardless of whatever anyone is telling you. Nobody can save Nigeria anymore. Not even the superpower. I've told you that so many times since last year, that not even the G20, the G7 can save Nigeria. Because it is just too late. My name has not changed. My name remains Olayomi Koiki. Consultation will only work after the chaotic part of it has played out. Are we going to get to the anarchy stage? We will get there, but we are not there yet. Should we be concerned about whatever the consequence is? Let's leave that to the God of the Yoruba land to deal with that. Can the governor withhold the pressure? Forget about whatever they are doing now. The governor of each of the states, giving all the security apparatus, cannot save that state. Giving every security apparatus deployed into that state cannot save that state anymore. The heat is ongoing. Tó bá kù díẹ̀ tó ì tí dira gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọkùnrin, ẹ lọ dira díẹ̀ sí. Nítorí pé ọjọ́ ń súnmọ́, àsìkò ń súnmọ́. Don't be scared of any consequence of what is about to start and what is about to happen. Leave that to whatever God you believe in. But let us go in with everything that we have. Once again, every state we get to a stage where those of us and those that do not want to be would then have to prepare and see whether that state will contain us. We have all our royal fathers that have been kept under a lockdown. Wọ́n fi ẹ̀mí bá lọ. Àwọn kan bẹ Ọlọ́run fún pé kó má pọ̀ ní tó fi dé. They've all seen it. Every single one of them, even if they are not saying it. Every single gbogbo àwọn ọba wa pátápátá látòkè délẹ̀. Àfi tí tó bá jẹ́ pé ìṣẹ̀ṣe tó wà nínú ìtàn pè ní ọba wọ́n ti gbà sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Nítorí pé ọba máa dífá, Ifá dẹ̀ máa sọ ohun tó ń bọ̀ nínú ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan, ní agbègbè kọ̀ọ̀kan, a máa fi tó wọn létí, a máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn. Sọtẹ́ bá kọ̀ rò pé ọ̀rọ̀ táwa kàn ń gbé jáde in táwọn ti rí tó ti consult ni. Èyí tó dẹ̀ ní làákàyè inú wọn, wọ́n ti ń gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lé lórí. Ṣẹ̀rí tí kò gbé ìgbésẹ̀ nígbà tí wàhálà yẹn bá dé, a máa mọ̀ bóyá ó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn àbí kò gbé. Nítorí a dẹ̀ ti ń pariwo nísìn ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta. So tí wàhálà bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ọ̀ṣun state, ní local government kan ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní o, ní agbègbè kan ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní o, ní àbá kan ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní o, àmọ́ ọba tí kò ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe. And that goes across the whole southwest. Kéèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan lọ máa plan ìtẹ̀ bá fẹ́ plan. Kéèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa lọ ṣe gbogbo ìtẹ̀ bá fẹ́ ṣe. Ìtẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe, ẹ má worry nípa tẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe. Don't call me and ask what should we do? What are we going to do? That has got nothing to do with you. Ẹ fìyẹn sílẹ̀ fẹ́ mi. Ìtẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe, ẹ jẹ́ kó yàtọ̀ sí ìtẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe. As long as we want to reach the same junction. Ìtẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe, ó yàtọ̀ sí ìtẹ̀mí fẹ́ ṣe. And you don't need to be asking me. Èmi ò mọ̀ tí Ìbà Gani Adams fẹ́ ṣe nísìn. Èyí tí Chief Sunday Igboho fẹ́ ṣe mọ̀ mọ́. Èyí tí bàbá Professor Banji Akintoye fẹ́ ṣe mọ̀ mọ́. Èyí tí Àwùṣe fẹ́ ṣe mọ̀ mọ́. Èyí tí bàbá Èkìtì fẹ́ ṣe mọ̀ mọ́. But èyí tí mo mọ̀ ni pé gbogbo wa sọ pé a fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Bá ṣe fẹ́ wá ṣe ló máa yàtọ̀ síra wọn. And I don't have to wait for any one of them láti ṣe tèmi bá fẹ́ ṣe. You do your own best from what you want to do among yourselves, while I prepare myself within those and if you are not going to go and prepare yourself, that means it could scatter yam yam like pepper soup. Because some of us are thinking that this is something that we want to drag on a Zoom meeting, on a Facebook broadcast. You think that is about it. And that means for every time you are going through that direction, you might also be dragging us back. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I'm a confirmed. Am I the bravest? Oh no. I'll be stupid to say so. But ṣé àyà mi gbé? Ìyẹn ló easy jù. Ìyẹn ló easy jù. Because the time is now. create all your own units among yourselves. Consult the oracles among yourselves. Consult your Bible among yourselves. The power in us is already activating, and you have to consult yourself to unleash that power. Èèyàn kankan would have to unleash the power in them. Are we fighting any of the Yoruba politicians? No. But we will fight them if they disturb us? Oh, yes. Because they become our enemies. I want Nigeria as a country for themselves, while we are not seeing Nigeria anymore as a country. I'm aware that Osun State Governor is already harming some thugs. Òun ra ìbọn sílẹ̀ fún wọn. Osun State Governor, authoritatively, I can tell the world. On you, supply them more. Be in Osun State within the next 2 weeks. And anything that crossed our way will be dealt with. The time is now. The time is now. Unleash that energy in you of the Yoruba land. We are giving a little bit more room fún àwọn bàbá wa, Professor Banji Akintoye. He talked about the 120 days. Does not mean we will all fold our arms and continue to look. It's not until we declare Yoruba nation before we leave Nigeria. A lot of people want us to sit down and say, we have declared a Yoruba nation. No. There will be so many ways to declare a nation, whether forcefully or peacefully. Ìkànnì méjèèjì. There will be. And that B is getting closer on a daily basis. The system of what we would do after we have been able to cross over is something that is the most easiest. But the one that we want to cross over now is what we need to focus on. Is this all about flyers, handbill that will hand Yoruba nation to become the reality? Oh no. All that is just the acclamation to wake those that are still sleeping so that their own energy can be turned on. Because right now, millions of Yoruba energy has been turned off. Stickers. Some people think we are just fighting Fulani in the bush. Because that is what has been happening for almost 3 months now. People say, a máa lọ bá Fúlàní, a lọ bá Fúlàní tó ń dẹran. But the Fulani in the port authority thinks that we can't get closer to them. The Fulani in the immigration, in all the INEC office, believe that we can't get to them. The Fulani in the NNPC thinks we can't get to them. The Fulani at the airport thinks, oh, let them be killing the one in the bush. They can't get to us. The Fulani in the state government house thinks that we can't get to them. The Fulani in the central bank thinks that we can't get to them. The Fulanis controlling every single part of Yoruba land believes that we can't get to them. But we are telling them tonight that we can see you and we can get closer to you at any fucking time. If any of those Fulanis, Hausas, thinking that we are not going to be able to get closer to them, I am telling you again, we can fucking get closer to you. Because you are not spirit. If you think that we cannot get closer to the airport, you are dreaming in your own cocoon. If you think that we cannot get closer to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, you are probably sleeping in a different world. If you think that we cannot get closer to all the Yoruba road network that you are using to move goods and services down to the north, you are living in a different world entirely. If you think we cannot get closer to the rail network that you are building around the country, you are living in a different world. If any one of them think, because we have been talking about Fulani in the bush, and that's about it, tell them, advise them that let us all go our separate ways. Because if not, those things that return join loju will belong to no one in a very, very short space of time. And that are just few out of thousands of things that can shut down in no time. Dear, you saw. Forget about anyone telling you, those things are in Yoruba land, we should take care of them. Fuck that. I said what? Fuck that. Because those things are not in the control of the Yoruba man. Because that port authority is not in my own possession anymore as a Yoruba man. It's in the possession of the fucking Fulani Hausa man. So why should I give a fuck if it goes in flame without notice or not notice? A Fulani that destroyed the whole economy, as you call it, Nigeria. Do you know how much this fucking bastard have stolen ever since they've been cooking lies? Ones that have now probably used a Yoruba man as a front for their fucking business. And you think we are all crazy. That's what they're thinking. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose. Let us go now, before each of those states get hot. Let us go our separate ways. I feel we are joking. That's what you think. We have nothing to lose. Every single location is on the radar, and millions of different locations up to the northern part of the country is on the radar. So when I keep saying we will shut down Southwest, we will shut down Southwest. It's the most easiest thing to do. Does the government have the power to stop it? Oh yes, they might have the power. But can they defeat it across the whole Yoruba land? I don't think so. I don't think so. That this government can withhold simultaneously unfolding events across the Yoruba land. Mo rò bẹ́ẹ̀, mo doubt it. I doubt that the federal government, that the state believes will help them out. Forget about the police. The police is taken out of the picture. They are out of the picture. If we have not done anything, it's because we respect them as Yoruba family men and women. But ìtorí ẹ̀ bá wá gbálẹ̀ láàrin wọn, a sọ fún pé ọmọ Yorùbá làwa méjèèjì. So when we are talking, forget about this police, but we are talking that the state believes that they have a call to the federal to bring down and unleash whatever they want to do. But they can't secure the whole Yoruba land simultaneously, not even to the 36 remaining states. So if we are looking, we are still being omoluabis to a little bit of extent. But that omoluabi will stop as we move into the state for all these big rally. The verge of breakup. Look at the face properly. Are we hungry? Oh yes, we are hungry to defend the land. Are we upset? Oh yes, we are upset to save lives. And in Dubai, have a very good evening. Bye for now.